Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. I got him while he was doing something. See, gotcha. Got to entertain myself. I am Ski.
And I am Justin.
And we got, I think, a really good one today. I'm actually kind of super excited. I mean, it's in no rent. It's, no specific order.
Yep.
No specific. These are all like the best ever because there were so many. But it's the list that means the most to, most memorable to us. And everyone has their different time period and their different stuff from the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. And too bad we couldn't at least stay in Ruthless Aggression because I thought that was way better than the PG era. But
anything's better than the PG.
That's what we're But coming out of the PG era, coming out of it, I mean, we got things like The Fiend.
Oh yeah.
RK Bro is now a thing. Like, even if it takes forever to get there, they're gonna have a great thing together.
Oh yeah.
Whether as a team or beating the hell out of each other, we got Roman that we actually needed to have. So I mean, like coming out of it, if I knew I had to put up with that much bad Roman for that long to get this Roman, back then I wouldn't have been nearly as he might not have gotten booed out of the building at the Rumble with The Rock standing next to him, which is still unfathomable to me. And I still don't know how many times I can keep going unfathomable without actually saying it. But you know what? It is unbelievable.
Exactly.
That The Rock got booed out of the building. But here we go. Well, let's jump right into it. What's number one? What is the first piece of evidence?
It's anything Booker T and Goldust. One of my favorites, as far as Booker T and Goldust, was the Star Wars shtick. Where Goldie was dressed up as Darth Vader and Booker T was holding the lightsaber.
It was so dumb, but it was so good.
Yeah, anything Booker T and Goldust, but that one really. Anything
that those two touched at that point was good. I mean, even Goldie. I mean, like how well they pulled that off together,
and how good the other people that were around during the skit kept a straight face. Yes. I think there was one with Hunter in the ring, if I recall. Like how can you keep a straight face?
You can't be lucky enough. Like, you're in a tag match when someone starts doing something, and they just kind of go. Suddenly you see them on the rope going, "What? That's because they got him."
Yeah.
That was just so good.
You do that pretty good.
I have talent. I have a gift. I also like to, severely damage my brain and I have been there. Not necessarily I went and got shocked by the whole entire pyrotechnics, like the whole table of electronics that runs Raw. I never was that level, but God bless him. Like, how good, that is underrated for how, you see, like the smile on my face, right? Like how dumb that was and how well they pulled it off.
Yeah.
God bless Booker.
Oh man.
Too bad they made him King Booker. Well, why can't I just have Booker T forever?
Yeah.
I just didn't like the accent. See? No. Accents. Not my favorite thing.
Idea.
King Booker. Shut up. You're from Houston. Shut up. But you're walking around dealing with that. I mean, what the hell else are they going to do? It's like, you're going to be king. I mean, it can't get any worse. Why? He's running around. And he's more over than you.
Yep.
He's just, and God bless it. Like those. Oh my God. See, thank you. That brings a real smile to my face.
If I knew I was going to get a reaction out of that, I would have left that for one of the last. Got to start strong.
Who knew that he would? Yeah, who knew that the guy sitting across the camera from you, in mid sentence, you're just there's everyone just. Too bad we couldn't have a Stone Cold What segment with that. What? What? And just think about putting the power of those two together.
Yeah.
What? I mean, they could have done that forever. That was like Kurt Angle and Ric Flair having a woo off in TNA.
Yeah.
woo, 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 woo. Like it just went on forever and no one cared. The Stone Cold whatting Goldberg going, what? What? I mean, that could make 5 minutes of TV and no one would even care.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my God. Carry on. What? That's too good.
Next
Oh
on the
my
docket, anything Val Venus related, obviously the most famous
When they cut off his pee-pee?
Yeah, just that whole
That
storyline was
oh my God.
ridiculous, made no sense, but still made for good television.
It was so good. There he is in the shower stall, just and
even the segment right before that, I think it was a week or two before that, where they came out. I think it was actually on stage and was actually taking the knife and cutting things on the chop board. He whips out the foot-long hot dog.
Like, oh my God. Yeah, let's do you like making bets. You want to put money on how much of that's gonna make Peacock.
Oh my God.
I mean, if I had the money to bet, I'd say none of that's going to make it on the It's physically, but Kai and Ty cutting off Val Venus's pee on national TV.
So dumb.
Oh my God, that was as good as, I mean, I don't know if you have it on the list, but that was as good as The Hand. It's a hand.
No, but it's on the, it just made the list.
You just made the list. Like, it's a hand. There's poor Mark Henry. What? It's a hand. What do you even do? Like, how do you even do
that? I just added another one to the list.
I mean, there's poor Mark Henry. What? It's a hand. I mean, like, what the hell do you even do in that situation? Because Vince is right behind them.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's a hand. And there's Vince in the background going, that's some good shit. Oh my God, it hurts. Oh, the wheels have fallen off the bus.
Yes, it has.
It's a hand. Mark Henry gets, I mean, like, it wasn't bad enough that Mark Henry got Mae Young pregnant at 9,000 years old. She gives birth to a prosthetic hand. I mean, who the hell came up with that shit? Who came up with it? What the hell was Vince on that he signed off on it? It's a hand. Well, congratulations, Mark. It's a hand. Oh my God, I'd love to give that to Russo, but he's not that good. Like, he doesn't screw up and make it that funny.
No.
I'll give it to Briscoe. Let's give it to Gerald. Why screw it? That's a Gerald. It's a hand. Like, no shit. And all the fans are sitting there going, it's a hand. Like, there I was in my teenage years going, hell, when that happened, I was barely teenagers going, it's a fucking hand. Like, what the it's a hand. Yes, it's a hand. We're helping hands. That was such a good idea that Mae Young went from not being pregnant to being pregnant to giving birth to a hand in like a month.
That should have been a State Farm commercial.
Or the dude should be there for mayhem. What? Or like whoever the hell it is, like mayhem, like me. What? Yeah, giving birth to a hand. What? That should be in like all state, whatever the hell it is. But there, what? Mayhem, like me. Yeah. Mark Henry knocking up Mae Young and she gives birth to a.
Or not? It wasn't State Farm. It was Farmers.
Like,
I think
we are farmers. Bum ba dum bum bum bum. Like, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Or whatever insurance company.
How about a 98-year-old woman giving birth to a prosthetic hand? Have you ever seen that thing or two? Bet you there should be a commercial for that.
Oh, it's Allstate. Allstate, you're in good hands. Whether they're real or not.
It's a hand. Well, congratulations, genius. Who came up with that? And here we are laughing about it 20 years later.
Yep.
Like, damn it, it better not be a Russo idea.
Uh,
Jim Cornette, if you're listening and it's a Vince Russo idea, start eating more salads. We need you to live to piss on his grave.
for real.
Someone deserves it for that one.
Increase the fiber.
Like, if you need some tips, we can help you out to live forever. Can't let Russo get away with that. Damn Vince Russo.
Right.
Brawl for all. Worst idea ever. Carry on. Hate that.
All right. I'll go with a small one here to kind of bring
Is
it
it
down.
bigger? Is it bigger than a hand?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know if anything else is what we just talked about.
It's a hand. No shit. And there we all were near our parents going, "What? I'm about to get beat, but it's a hand." No shit. And there's all of us 11-year-olds going, as our parents are coming at us with large inanimate, "What'd you just say, mother?" Ah! All because Mae Young had to go and shoot a hand out.
Yeah.
God damn it. See, I could talk about that was some good shit.
All right. Memorable moment when Ric Flair showed up as partner to Vince, and we got that whole like just and that whole thing where it built between Booker and Stone Cold moments. I don't know if you remember when Austin was dressed with all the other firefighters and Booker T and Vince and Rick were there, and yeah,
he came into the suite and just
yep,
like they'd put together some. I mean, and think
yeah,
if Booker just did his godforsaken job and didn't come in with a match, by the way, that had, I'm pretty sure it was Stone Cold and both Chris's,
yeah,
Jericho and Benoit. There's a name we don't get to say very often because, he freaked out and killed his whole family, but and dropped Stone Cold and broke his back on a monitor. I mean, like, you have one job, Booker. You come over, scissor kick, drop him on the announce table. You drop him on the announce table and drop him directly under the corner of a monitor and break his back. And if you just did your job, Booker, we wouldn't have had any of that.
yeah.
Why? Because he would have been able to be in the ring and we wouldn't have been nearly as entertained. So thank you, Booker, for being such a on your first night in WWE. Wasn't for that, hell, that whole grocery store thing might have never came to fruition.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have had to drag it out for months because he broke his back. And it wouldn't have led to everything, again, firefighter, like everything. That led, like, there was so much, and that was so good too. And I can't believe that Rick was so unconfident during that. Like, Rick killed it.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, WCW did beat the living out of him. I mean, he was just, they wore him out for nothing. He was still better than 90% of the roster.
Yeah.
At a million years old. But like them together, just think, like, all the good stuff, like, just like, not to go off, but I mean, him and the Kurt Angle stuff fits into that category.
Oh yeah.
Like, the same time frame. Like, if he wasn't hurt, like Stone Cold, I mean, think if he could have been, like, because he couldn't be in the ring. Think of how much of that stuff wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
If he wasn't so broken. Like, I'm sorry, like that, like, that's one of those, like me. If I didn't get run over, I probably, like, Sammy didn't leave. I didn't get run over. I probably wouldn't be here, right? That would have been a very miserable, dark hole. But everything came full circle. And look at me now. I'm sitting here laughing about Mae Young giving birth to a hand.
Yeah.
God, that's amazing. Never
amazing.
thought
it's amazing how life changed things. You know what? I couldn't thank the higher power that be that he put me through what I went through health wise. But you know what? I'm better for it.
Hey.
And we all are better for what we go through. It defines us who we are.
That's what freaks everyone out. You know what? Like, I'm like, what? I'm happy. Like, I think you mean content. It's like, no, what? I'm actually really what? I know what the pits look like.
If I could tell myself now who I was, while I was still in the Corps, I probably would have stayed in.
I would have re-enlisted in Iraq.
Yeah.
Then she would have left, and I'd probably still be in right now.
Yeah.
But you almost dying. You had all that stuff. Look at you now.
Yeah.
Between Sammy, Darcy, a truck, China virus, like, what? Here I am. Here we are laughing about Mae Young's hand.
Yep.
Like, neither of us, we would not have been doing, like, it. I am this not off topic here, but you know what? For all you people out there listening to us, be happy for every day and smile as much as you can, regardless of what it is. Because damn it, I know how quickly it can go away. So does he. Laugh, smile, even if it's about a in prosthetic hand shooting out of Mae Young's 957 million year old tyrannosauric body. Even if it came out of a dinosaur, smile about it.
Yeah.
Know that Vince McMahon was probably having just as big of a stroke laughing off camera as you were watching it.
Yeah.
Saying that's some good shit. Like, because, I mean, but anyway, like him getting hurt caused that. Us getting hurt and having that caused this. Like, so I am a blessed man. I mean, I haven't been nearly as entertaining as Stone Cold when I got my back broken. Yeah, people just came around and made me soup. That was about all I was good for. And cripple jokes. People love cripple jokes. You know, it's fun about cripple jokes. I mean, obviously, you know, fat jokes, but you know, because you can, but old people jokes. Like when you're in a wheelchair, you're like, hey, look at me. What? Who's the cripple now? They work amazing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. He's never gonna watch this anyway, so come.
Yeah.
But count your blessings, people. Count them because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Back to the hand. Carry on, my wayward son. There will be peace when you are gone.
Return of Bischoff. That was a shocker. I mean, that just floored everyone. Like out of
JR sold that so good.
Yeah.
JR sold that like a god. That's why JR is where he is in history.
Yeah.
Because you know, Satan himself is like, I mean, it was such a good run too. Like, and
everything Bischoff did.
My favorite part of it was after, you know, I mean, granted years had passed, so you know, Steve grew up a little bit and understood why he got fired. But I mean, the two of them, even when they had their match, like they played off each other so well. Like that was one of the best pairings they ever had. Like those two were just perfect. Like, I'm sorry. Never mind how it ended. Like all great, like his second run, terrible. I mean, it lasted what, 10 minutes and they like a week. But him coming in there, like Satan himself, like easy JR, what? Calm down.
Not have another one of those ones.
Let's not go and have another. Calm down. But like I mean, think of all the stuff they did. They did the roulette. They did the Cyber Sunday.
Yep.
They did whatever. What was the Tuesday one? They did it like once.
Taboo Tuesday.
Yeah. So, you know, like they did like, I mean, he brought in the Elimination Chamber. Like,
well,
he was the one that said it at least.
Yeah, I was going to say
it wasn't him, but he was there to be like, hey, what, here we go. And he sold it great.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, they had a good guy to sell it to the people.
Yeah.
It's just like Money in the Bank. It all gets put on other people's shoulders, even though the whole world says, yeah, that was Jericho. Jericho says it was Jericho. Everyone else says it was Jericho. Like that was actually his, but you look on TV, it was never his. Like,
yeah.
So, but Bischoff was the perfect guy to sell it because he was good. Yeah. No matter what you feel about WCW and Nitro.
Well, I was saying Bischoff sold it so well that I thought it was Bischoff's idea.
Like those are the characters you need on TV. Like he made you believe every last ounce of it. And by the way, if you want to see someone get screwed, as we're talking about the Elimination Chamber, watch the one with Goldberg. Watch that one. When he's kicking through like plexiglass windows, just beating the living, like there's Triple H flipping him off. He just goes and kicks through like, hi. And then, of course, sledgehammers get involved in, well, goddamn Ric Flair. Yeah. Richard Flair didn't like to pay his taxes. But Bischoff coming, like, I didn't see it coming. And just, if we're going to get into history of that, because we know I'm like a historian, not really. But like, look at what Bischoff did between like introducing that did I say 3 minutes? And he rips off the face piece and all that. And suddenly, boom, there's everyone getting mauled at a wedding. I mean, just the amount of stuff that he did in as short of a time as he was there. Like, I think people horrifically underrate him. And if you have the network, is Legend, like, if you've been on Peacock, is Legends with JBL on there? I don't know if they put it on there. If it's not, like, if it is, go watch. He did a 2-parter, and I hate JBL. Like everyone, like all the bullying and horrible things. Like, guess what? It's very true. This many people can't be saying if it is true, but his sit down stuff that he did with Legends of JBL was a phenomenal show, and I can't believe they got like listen to what him and Bischoff. Like Bischoff breaks it down right to the point. Like I wanted to buy it myself. AOL told me to go myself. And if I couldn't get the whole library of everything, I didn't want it. You know, so he was actually trying to keep WCW alive while everyone else was trying to kill it, no matter how much money it made. And it was making no money until he got in there. So Bischoff deserves all the credit in the world. Like, never mind the talent he had. He did make that viable by getting rid of house shows, doing all kinds of things. Like, he made it.
Yeah.
Like, that was all him. So, as much of a toolbox as people make him out to be, like, look up the stuff that Eric Bischoff actually did. Like, I wish you people could see my hand right here. It's flailing around like some crazy Italian grandmother, just flailing everything. But that man, like everything, like it might not have ended the well for him. And John Cena AAing him, or might have been nephew at the time. I'm not sure. It was so long ago. Into like the back of a garbage truck. I mean, like that was a fitting way for him to go out. Just like the Dudleys, they went out getting 3D'd through tables in their last match on Raw, like after WrestleMania or something. Like it was just fitting, you know. But he was horrifically underrated. So yeah, Bischoff coming in was one of the like really though, if you look at it, Flair coming in, amazing. And look what he came in just to do that. He had no confidence. And then look at him through all the evolution stuff and all the and all those matches he had all the way up to that match with Shawn at the end. Like he was still putting up a hell of matches. Like, and guess what? When you're that old, it's not your opponent making you look that. Your opponent's going to help, but you have to be able to still go to have any kind of match. So, and Bischoff, like he still had so I like this list, but those two are like people violently underrate those. That was a good era for what they did with what they had. Like, and they all did it so well, and it gave us Flair back. If they didn't have that era, like where Flair got his confidence back, would we have had those matches all the way down through his last run, all the way to Mania with Shawn? Because he had a hell of a run there for a couple months where he was just beating everybody, putting on hell of a good matches. So, yes, I'm glad you brought up those two, because look what Bischoff did, and he was good for it. And look what Flair did off of that. Like no one believed that was going to come of anything. And again, 3-minute warning.
And I'm kind of glad they didn't really directly relate it to that whole WCW invasion story angle.
Thank God, because that
it wouldn't have went the way it went.
Yeah, it would have died immediately if they tried to do it that.
Yeah. So doing those separate after the fact.
Him like having one of those contracts that was still guaranteed. So he said, "Screw it, I'm staying home until I'm not getting paid."
Just like they brought Goldberg in after that was all said and done. It died out. It was done for like a year, and then
if they just waited 6 months,
they
just waited 6 months. That could have been a whole different God, that could have been so different if they just waited until everyone's contracts that were guaranteed were paid off.
Yeah,
that invasion thing could have actually worked.
Oh yeah, they could have been a lot more.
Maybe you got when you got the full-blooded Italians. Watch out, the BWO. We got Stone Cold, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Taker, Kane. You got the Blue World Order, and this is gonna go good. You got a snowflake's chance in something.
Yeah.
If they waited 6 months, but I really, honestly, before you move on, think Vince just wanted to kill it once and for all.
Yeah, he just wanted to.
It's like ECW. We brought it back. The first night, I hate to go and Bruce Pritchard, but to quote him, "You debuted a fucking zombie character on night 1 of WWE ECW." Sandman came in and killed him and came to death. Who cares? You debuted a zombie.
Honestly, I honestly think if Vince could have put the pride aside, he could have just kept the brand and just kept quiet about it.
I think he could have just done one night stand and let them do their own thing once a year. He should have just left it at that. The DVD, great. I still like watching that in case. The Rise and Fall of ECW, for all of our listening people, especially you in Germany, I still will get a word from you at some point. I'm going to keep mentioning you until we get it. Watch it.
Yeah.
Like that was a great DVD. Like he could have just left it at that, but no.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying in the aspect of Vince could have just quietly bought WCW, kept everyone in contracted.
Let them keep doing their own thing, and no one would have known the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
But Vince's ego, and like,
Yeah.
there's a reason they haven't had WrestleMania in Madison Square Garden in so long, because Madison Square Garden is no longer big enough to hold Vince's big head.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't walk through Crystal and Dave's front door. I use their garage door, because it's the only thing big enough for this in all this humidity. But God, I wish he didn't. But
yeah,
coulda, woulda, shoulda.
So speaking of kind of branching off the Monday Night Wars, Mankind's first championship win. That's one that really sticks out to me.
But
the one that was already spoiled, even though the viewership was still higher on Raw than it was WCW that night.
That's gonna put butts in seats. Yeah. How did that one work out there for you, Tony?
Yeah.
At least I think that's his first name. How'd that one work out? That'll put butts in seats. Yeah. Literally, that put enough butts in the seats that night completely flipped the war, and you guys never had anything the rest of the time. And you didn't have a job until AEW came around.
Yep.
How'd that one go, Shivani? However you say his last name, I don't know. That'll put butts in seats. And shout out to Daniel Stevens, because you brought up that moment. We forgot that one on Stone Cold Moments.
Yeah.
And he just came in, roof blew off the place he went in, he stunned like boom, walked out. No one cared.
Yep.
I mean, granted, everyone was in the ring. I mean, you
I
made
mean,
it.
I mean, the
Everyone.
fact that they tried to spoil it and then just throwing that twist on it and making it more.
So they got to see Mick. They got to see Mick Foley win the title, and they got to see Stone Cold stun somebody. So. Yes, Daniel, you win. We did forget that one, but in our defense, I mean, for the love of God, DX was out there. The corporation was out there. I mean, there were like 10, 15 people at ringside just beating the hell out of each other until like the glass shattered, stunners were had.
Yep.
He walked away in his blue jeans, his t-shirt, and his camouflage Austin 316 hat, just turned around and walked away. No one knew what the hell was going on, but he did. You're right. That the pop wise, that was an amazing pop. He does win that one. I know you watched them all. I thank you dearly for your, what's the word I'm looking for?
Input.
Expertise. All that. Like, thank you for putting in some that. That's the word. Thank you. Thank you for your interaction with all of us. Because when you did, like, you meant, like, I looked at it, like, damn it. Like, first, damn. Like, yeah, that was a big, like, I didn't have to look it up. Like, yeah, that was a pop.
Yeah.
Damn it. See, that's why I need a website. See, you get a website, then on Sunday, you and me could just sit there and go full tilt and just cuss and have people like, and we go, what? Here's how we feel about all the stuff we got wrong. Damn it. We start throwing shit. But yeah, that was a hell of one though. And I was happy to see how much it backfired for them. I don't put butts in seats. Well, but a lot.
Yeah.
But a lot of everyone actually turned over to Raw just to see it happen. And then they got Stone Cold on top of it. Like half the roster was out at the ring at one time for one stunner that no one even really remembers. As mean as that is, I mean, no one thinks about that.
Yeah.
Like we even like right over us. Like all because he opened his. If he didn't say it, I don't think it would have went over nearly as big as it did. But he went and warned like, I don't know, half the world. Hey, this is gonna happen. Yay. Good job, Shivani. Idiot. And you hurt Mick Foley's feelings. Isn't nice. Mick is a gentleman and a scholar. And a really giving human being. So of his time and everything. So
yeah.
That's what you get.
Next one, kind of low key, but I enjoyed it when it happened in WWE and NWO debut. We have McMahon going cuckoo
with the NWO.
I'm gonna inject the WWE with poison,
Yeah, with the
crazy Vince thing.
with
Really,
the when he spins around in the chair with the NWO.
yeah.
Like, well, there we go. You could have done that. Felt like dragging it out for the last 2 hours all night, you dick. And putting like Sean in there was just weird. You wonder what.
That was kind of weird.
But I mean,
it's memorable. To me,
they
it's
couldn't.
memorable.
They couldn't bring them back like in the original invasion. I mean, there was just no way to bring them in and actually have it go well.
Yeah, not with the contracts and all that stuff.
There was no way. There was no way to do it.
Those were three of the guys that they wouldn't. Vince wouldn't pay out.
There was
especially not Hogan.
There was just that was one of those. No matter when they did it, it wasn't going to go well. Like,
I mean, I was happy to say I was an NWO fan. So
I have no problem with them. I'm just saying, like, what are they going to do? Bring them back during the invasion stuff? That wouldn't have went well. Bring them back after the fact by themselves, yes. But I mean, there was no real perfect time to bring
no.
Even if they brought them back, those three with the invasion thing still wouldn't have went well.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to them, the NWO, in my opinion, I love them, but once they started having the Wolf Pack and this, that, like,
yeah.
Guess what?
Which I'm glad they WWE never went that route.
But it ran its course because it was just going for so long in WCW that it was still huge to have those three original outsiders.
Yeah. It was nice. It ran its course. They didn't prolong it, which I'm kind of glad they didn't.
Which was good.
You know, as I said, once WCW started doing the Wolf Pack and all this other crap, the LWO,
they killed.
It's like, dude, no.
They killed it right there.
Yeah.
Like everyone's. That was close, right?
Yeah, close.
But like them doing that, like that was one of those. Everyone's like, because I've had conversations with other wrestling fans. It was like, what if they brought them? Like, it was like, but if they brought them back during the, like, it would, like, one, Vince wasn't going to buy them out. Two, it would not have made a difference.
No.
Like Goldberg just being there alone could have made a difference.
Yeah.
Just because they would have a main event guy in there to do all, like, the real, like, guy, like NWO, like, just because of how long it was. Everyone was in it. They had so many spin-offs.
Where would we got the whole Stone Cold turning against WWE, the whole alliance thing, and all that stuff?
They could have found something.
Yeah.
I mean, but I just because they split off so much between the Wolf Pack and, like you said, the LW, like all of that.
Yeah.
Like it lost its lust. Like it wasn't. There was no chance of it being as big as if they're like, hey, Goldberg, what? Ready, go. What? Just go out there and just like how Stone Cold came out with a pool cue, just beat the living hell out of people. We got the old soul comeback. What if we take the old Stone Cold? He's in there. Deal with it. And Goldberg just comes in, just starts kicking people in the face. Yeah. And jackhammering people backstage. Spear. Or he can lay one of those kicks in like he did to Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Do the world a favor. No offense to Bret, but he was kind of a miserable. We'll go with bitter, not miserable. Yeah. Bitter. There we go. Bitter and miserable at how that whole screw job went. I don't blame him. I really honestly do think he would have went on Raw the next night and dropped the belt. I really don't think Bret was a big enough a toolbox to Alundra Blaze it. You know, and like I don't think Bret had it in him to do that. I think he would have done business and done it. Do you blame him for not wanting to see if he was going to do that? No, but could have had Goldberg come out and that would have made that whole entire angle completely different. Yeah. But I was sitting there on the edge of my seat seeing like Vince the whole time, you know, just waiting for him to turn around in that chair to see the letters back there. Like I was watching it the whole time that night going, just say it, old man. Get it over with. Get it over with. You sitting there for 2 hours. What, like you sitting there for 2 hours for like him. The NWO. Yeah. And he spins around, you're all like, I knew it. And then, well, show's over. My God, where's YouTube when I needed it? Damn it. What, you could have saved me a whole entire night of my life. And we got good matches out of the NWO coming in. I mean, Rock and Hogan, for what it was iconic. It wasn't the greatest thing ever. Scott Hall's amazing stunner bump. I mean, he took Cameron Grimes' advice and he went straight to the moon. Like, well, look, he's flying. Like he went up. And like we got all that. So I mean, like them coming in, I just wish they would have done it.
It turned into other matches too. I remember Hogan and Hunter for the undisputed title. Like,
and Hogan could still go. I mean,
oh yeah.
Do we need to talk about after that with that whole bump he gave to Taker trying to like choke slam him when he got like a whopping 1.5 inches off the ground for him? Do we need to get back into the story when he went and said the Taker hurt him, so they got the title dropped back on him, even though he didn't, like you watched the video, he didn't get Hogan anywhere near the ground at all. Was Hogan still Hogan? Yes.
Yeah. And then that turned into Taker tying Hogan to the end of his bike and dragging him throughout the whole
Let's not talk about how ridiculous that whole thing was.
That was funny. I
mean, it was so bad, it was funny.
Yeah.
Like it was so good, it was funny. Like he's going 3 miles an hour. Roll. Like I could have made it look better. Why don't I throw myself through a wall? Come on, stunt guy. And the stunt guy that told Taker he didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. I could just imagine how great that went over. Because Taker's known for being, nice when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But like all the stuff that came out of that though, I mean, again, Sean had a great run with him. I thought Sean, if they were going to put anyone from WWE in there, Sean with his short hair right after he came back and all that, like, or was that right before that was before he had the Hunter match, right? Or he was just there. Or was that after? Had to be after.
I think it was after.
Yeah, him having that match had to be after, because then he was champion and he was on the look at the match. I mean,
yeah, because short hair Shawn Michaels, that was what? I
want to say
02, 03, something like that.
That's what it put her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because H had won the title at Mania from Jericho, the undisputed title, and then they took Goldie and the WWF title, and they made that
Goldie.
Yeah.
I missed that phrase.
Made that whole unbearable WWE undisputed belt that I would never buy one if I had a gun held to my head to buy one.
Hey, but, let's not go that far.
I'm just saying that was a really ugly belt.
Let's not go make suicide jokes, or how funny they are. Wait, we were in the Marine Corps, right?
I didn't mean as suicidal. I meant it as if somebody held a gun to my head to force me to buy one.
I'd rather start a shotgun. Don't worry, I'm right there with you.
I'm pretty sure it was 2002.
Here, what? Let's see. Original Elimination Chamber, right?
I believe so, yeah.
See, at least you held your phone down and tried to fake it. What? Here we go, right here. I don't give a damn. Chamber. Why am I getting stuff about credit? See? I think it was 01. I want to say 01.
Well, 01 was the invasion.
02? 02. November of 02.
I was going to say it was late 02, yeah.
November of 02.
Yeah,
November doesn't count as late.
Because I'm pretty sure Triple H and Hogan, that was the undisputed title match at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And Sean, who didn't even know that he was wrestling, like he could, no. 02, that had to be Sean and Triple H in the street fight. That was unsanctioned. Had to be.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty that's how they led into it. Like that was supposed to be the one and done. And they're like, hey, we're doing this thing. Do you want to be in it? Which is why he had the doo-doo brown tights on.
Yeah, those were just bad idea.
Why don't you just pull out some of your old? You got enough old. Did you burn all your old tights? Come on, man. Damn. You're the
Either way, we'll figure out and set it.
It was 02. It was 02.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm pretty sure it was 02, but yes, that led to great stuff.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have led to that good of stuff, but miraculous. I mean, even Scott Hall, as bad as he even admits he wasn't.
Yeah. Good. Or even the
he
match
pulled off.
Even the match with Kevin Nash and Triple H.
And they were, I think them being such good friends,
Yeah.
helped that so much because they were
Yeah.
that close for so long. Like,
Yeah.
everyone always says, work with your friends.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a world title match, and then
Yeah.
Sean got involved and all that stuff.
Yep. Like,
Yeah.
they could all still go. I mean, Scott was the least of them, which we all know
Well,
how
yeah. His,
Steve felt about getting Scott Hall in that situation.
yeah.
I don't blame him, but you know what? Scott took one of the best stunner bumps I've ever seen in my entire. I never
Yeah.
saw it. Like, I mean, he might not have had much spring left in his step, but the bastard hit
Yeah.
like 8 feet in the air. Like, he had one more hop left in him.
Yeah.
And he did it. He did it good.
So, hate to keep continuing on with WCW guys, but Jericho's debut. That whole,
like, they built that. That was one of the best builds ever.
yeah.
And I was happy that it showed how much faith they had in him to let him go out there with The Rock. Because
Yeah.
The Rock was on fire.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, The Rock was on in his
it
stupid
worked
silk
out very
shirts.
well.
His silk shirts, his stupid like leather soled shoes that he's just sliding across the ring doing the people's elbow on one leg, trying to just stop because he
Yeah.
couldn't do a left.
Sliding on one leg while shaking the other leg and actually landing the elbow drop right exactly where he needs to. That takes talent.
Hey, ooh, boom. I'm like, but this isn't working. Yeah. How's those alligator skin shoes, fool? But like Jericho, they pulled that out. And look at, again, we talked about it many times, so I'm not going to do it. But look at, like, if they didn't do that entry right, where would it? But they did it. They don't do many entries. No offense, they don't do very many well. Like, they did that. So put him right in there with The Rock. He held his own.
Yeah.
And really, the rest is history.
I had faith in Jericho, you know.
But look where he came from. Look at all.
He was very, again, not to go off on a rant on Jericho, but he's very what I feel the word is adaptable.
Yeah, like no matter what they stuck him with, no matter what he's done very, very well. And I think that coming from Paul, coming from Paul in ECW, like, I think everybody that got any experience back then there, just like Steve with promos, like, he's really, really like look at all the people that came out of there. Just look at ECW promos compared to people like Rob Van Dam when he got to WWE. Like, just look at the difference. Like, they know how to do it down there. No matter what you said about it, Paul knew how to make people talk.
Yeah.
He got the best out of them. And I think that, I mean, his in-ring skills were great. Yeah. I mean, Paul, he made, look at Roman now. Like, granted, we never knew if he could talk before because, he's just, it's my yard now. And he'd get booed out of the building and no one would care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, boo, kill him. Like, they could have lit him on fire and everyone would have sat there and just watched. Like, it could have been like the Fiend getting burned alive, except Roman, like, physically getting burned alive. And no one would have gave him at all.
Yeah.
But Jericho, like, because he was down there, and again, look what he was. He was like WCW. He was at the ECW. He did Mexico. He was in Japan. Like, he got all the in-ring stuff that you need, and then he hit Paul right at the right time to get the promo down. And I mean, at that point, who the hell could compete with The Rock on the mic?
Exactly.
And Jericho stood there and held his own.
Yeah.
And highlight reels and a million titles later, it worked out good. Like, I can't complain about that. That was one of the very few really, really perfectly done intros.
Yeah.
To the company ever.
All right. Kind of more of a serious tone. Kane getting unmasked.
If I could be serious for a minute.
Thanks, Lance. But Kane getting unmasked. That was probably the most.
That was the biggest, like.
Yeah.
An RVD being like the poor skeevy stoner of the group to be the poor guy that. If we lose, you have to take your mask off. Uh-oh. Who the hell? Who'd he piss off?
Yeah.
Because I don't care how good it looked. Kane, like, our dear friend Glenn had him way up there before he slammed him. I mean, it was kind of like, do you have the ability to rip the door off the Hell in a Cell? Don't you worry. I was so jazzed. The damn thing was coming off whether it wanted to or not.
Yeah. I mean, given, I knew he was Isaac
And-
Yankem in the
yeah,
beginning of his
we all
career.
knew that.
It was
Poor
still,
guy.
it was still kind of disappointing. Like
The
like,
half
really-
head thing. The half.
yeah, like why
Like-
didn't they just keep his whole hair? You could have done more with it, but then he shaved his head anyways.
Hey,
put
then
the-
he shaved his head, and they
Yeah.
turned it into something great. With they had
Yeah,
like the
like,
Hannibal
I
Lecter
was-
thing with them taken out to the ring before they unlocked him, and
yeah,
he
Yeah,
lit.
they really-
I mean, he
they
lit
really
JR
did.
on fire. He electrocuted
Yeah.
Shane McMahon's testicles. Who doesn't like the
Yeah.
word testicles? You can say
Yeah.
that word because it's a real word. Can't say the other one because it's
Yeah.
offensive. But
like at first I was like, this is gonna, but then
they did turn it.
capitalized. Yeah,
in the next couple of weeks, they made it worth it. But I mean, who else can say that they lit JR on fire and they put jumper cables up to Shane McMahon's testicles? Whether they were actually attached to a battery or not.
Yeah.
Like just for the world to go, ooh. And he played it like great. And then he switched right back to normal Kane, like with Taker, like no, like didn't skip a beat when the time came.
yeah.
Like he could do both very, very well. He floated like just like Taker.
Yeah. Especially when he was the corporate Kane thing, and then the whole storyline where Stephanie had his mask in the box, and then worked up this thing with Rollins, and then the mask goes back on, and
I wish he would have just. He should have got the title out of that. For how long I was just for me personally.
Yeah.
That doesn't include the rest of the fans. Just me. For how many times we're going. He's getting. Yep. Okay. What? There goes Rollins. Yay, like, for how much of that?
Yeah.
Kane should have got a run out of that, just for the ear bleeding that we all did because we all knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Every night.
Yeah.
Hell, give Jamie Noble a shot. Jamie Noble's life matters. Right?
Mhm.
And Mercury. Let's not forget him. Glad he found his sobriety.
Yeah.
But Kane unmasking like that led to just so many, like the Hannibal, what it was with the half shaved head to the whole shaved head and the towel and him being the Hannibal Lecter, like he had the guards come and have to like they turned that into something. So like the first week you're all like, "What was wrong with his head? Who the did that?" And they turned it into something.
Yeah, they did.
So and look how long it lasted.
Yeah, and all the programs it created, really. I mean, again, the whole Undertaker and Kane thing with Bear.
You
and
know what else it created?
Earn and
you know what else it created? Kane and Lita.
True.
And Gene Snitsky.
And
did you know it wasn't his fault?
I was just literally that's the next one we're going to.
Yes, in case you didn't know. See, I never saw his list, people. It's the flow of things. It wasn't his fault. If I wasn't doing this right now, it's right there. I just can't reach it. It wasn't his fault. He got a career out of causing someone to have a miscarriage and punting a baby doll into whatever row it was, with Vince's only command being, "Don't miss the doll.
Make it worth it."
Like, brah, I got you.
And I'll tell you, if I tell you what, if I were Bill Belichick, I would have hired him as a kicker after losing to Skalski.
Like, get him in his giant beard. I bet he could still launch the damn thing.
Yeah.
And who the hell's going to try to tackle him? Him, Gene Snitsky, just face. Just like, get away from me.
Yeah.
I might not be able to run that fast, but I could kill all of you. Yes, you could. See, you'll never have to remind me that. It wasn't his fault. Want to know why? Because it's never going to make the network.
No.
I mean,
Never.
The man broke up the whole wedding thing after Kane had his unholy baby with Lita.
Yeah.
They pulled a miscarriage angle. And then the guy that caused it rolled a stroller down and punted a baby doll into the crowd, saying it wasn't his fault that she had the miscarriage. That'll never see the light of day ever.
WWE better come up with the most wanted treasures, and that better be one of them. Seriously, better be one.
I said that when you mentioned it the first time. Snitsky better get his damn baby doll back.
Yeah.
You know, R-Truth, how many times has he got his baby back? Just about as many times he just almost died right there, wherever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Truth got his baby back all 47 times.
Yeah.
And I'm not even like exaggerating when I say that. That's the terrifying part. It's really been like 47 times. God bless you, Truth.
Yeah.
But Snitsky literally deserves his baby back. You know what? I would pay a whole. I'd lose a whole paycheck from the VA just to get that baby doll and hang it on the wall. Like we'd never talk about anything else. It would just be sitting right here. Like I would hang it. I'm like, what's that? Snitsky's baby. Huh? Like, how'd you get that? Don't ask. How much did it cost you? You don't want to know. God, I want it more than Snitsky does. Even though it's the only thing that Snitsky ever got out of the WWE, sadly, and I thought he could have done really good until
Once
they moved him from ECW, it was over.
And they shaved his head and his.
He just looked.
Yeah.
He kind of had the Kane thing going on.
He looked like a Cabbage Patch doll.
He looked like
face mount functioned like in production.
He looked like if Kane had sex with Jason Voorhees.
Fact.
That was the face we got out of Snitsky after they, like, no offense to Snitsky. I love his beard now. Great performer. Freak of a human being.
Oh, yeah.
He looked like Kane mixed with Jason Voorhees, had like, just like, if they just kept him on ECW, it could have been a great run. But no one was staying on ECW then. I mean, who's on? No one knew who the hell was on what at that point.
Yeah.
That wasn't on Snitsky. He just
the only thing I remember out of ECW was Matt Hardy being the champion. I think Bobby Lashley was champion, and
Johnny Drip Drip got to be champion.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I know you like some Johnny Drip Drip.
I don't know if you noticed his hair lately, but he actually had drip and drip on each side.
Yeah, I saw. And there's whatever the hell you call that. I saw.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I didn't miss the ridiculousness of whatever that was on the back of his head.
Yeah.
Poor soul.
So that brings me to one, and I don't think a lot of people remember it, is when Hurricane was making fun of Triple H during that whole little short.
That lasted a couple of weeks, but
yeah, it was like 1 or 2 weeks, and where they had somebody laying on the operating table with their butt in the air with the cardboard cutout facial expressions, and they pulled, I think it was a sledgehammer, a hand, hand out.
Who doesn't like pulling a hand?
Yeah, it was a sledgehammer. It was a hand. Oh, it was the thing that comes out of the clown's sleeve all the time.
Yeah.
The colored handkerchiefs.
Framers
and
thing.
Then the last thing was his own head.
Was the good old Triple H.
Yeah.
Or Triple H. But yeah, Hurricane, like, he deserved a bigger shot than he ever got.
Yeah.
Even with his stupid character. Like, it wasn't even stupid. It was just with what he was competing with.
Like, his character was like the early development of the PG era, where certain things would reach the younger audiences, which I think.
And it really did.
Fit.
Yeah,
like,
it did. He had Jamal with him, right? Or was it Rosie?
Rosie.
Yeah.
It was
Jamal turned into and you can't tell who he's related to at all. Can't ever tell that he's related to Roman whatsoever. He's like Roman if he weighed an extra 150 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. He deserved a better run than he got. Hurricane. Yeah. I mean, that's why he ruined WrestleMania this year. That's why Seth Rollins lost. Because Hurricane was like, oh, really? What?
Yeah.
Really, what? I got you, mother. With me. Respect. That's what you get. What? Hurricane's like, oh, really? I respect that. He had a good run, too, with a bunch of people. Like, he did Rock and all of them. Like,
that gave him Molly Holly.
It was never. I loved Molly. Like, Molly doing that. Like,
Mighty Molly.
Mighty Molly was amazing. If you saw it, you'd understand.
That's right.
I'll send it to you. But Mighty Molly, like, I was happy to see her. Like, she was deserving to go into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Like, no offense to Colleen, like Molly was, like, back then the one, like, female that could actually go.
Yeah.
Like, Victoria could go too, but Molly was there, like, all by her, and Jazz, but she was one of the very few. I mean, look at all the women of her era. Molly could go. Molly's
Oh,
the
yeah.
one showing them everything. Her and Ivory were like it. Because
Yeah.
Jackie was gone by then. At least Black
Yeah, I think so.
Jackie, not Jackie Haas.
Yeah.
Tough enough, Jackie. Like,
Yeah.
she was one of the very few that could go.
Yeah.
And she made everyone else look really good, so all of them could be champions. And she just kept,
Yeah.
but she kept putting them over, and we all loved her for it. And I was very happy to see her.
Yeah.
She deserved the Hall of Fame, just like Ivory. Ivory is right there. Like, look how many title runs she got, and look at all the people she worked with. Though, I mean, her and
Yeah.
Right to Censor, she made so many people look really, really good.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with like that was. It's like, who was your favorite of that era? Wasn't the Trish's or the Litas? Was like Molly
Yeah.
and Ivory?
Yeah,
Like
of course.
these motherfuckers could go.
Oh, yeah.
You could
No
tell
doubt.
they could go because when you saw the other ones, like Trish in a match without them, you're like, oh. No offense to Lita, Lita could go.
Yeah.
Lita was ahead of her time. Amy, I believe she goes
Mhm.
by now. Now she's
Yeah.
officially Amy Dumas, FKA Lita. Now she's formally known as. But
Yeah.
like she could go, but Molly just like I was happy to hear Ivory when she went in the Hall of Fame give Molly her credit. Was that last year? No, year before, because we didn't have
Yeah.
anything last year because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like Ivory,
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the, like I don't watch it very often. That was one of the best speeches ever. Like she
Yeah.
gave everybody in that locker room, to include Molly, like everyone, all
Yeah.
the credit they deserved. And she wasn't the main event, so you don't hear the main event person really give that good of a speech ever from the ones I've heard. Like Ivory killed it.
Oh, yeah.
Seemed a little tipsy, which I respect, but it was really, really good. And I was happy to spend Hurricane plus Molly. Like it was, what's up with that? Just because I haven't heard it and you didn't do it. So I figured I'd just blow my vocal cords out trying to squeak. like Shane Helms. I'm glad he's backstage, by the way. Like him as a producer is.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a white power symbol. That's a magnifique mother. Deal with it.
That brings me to my final memorable moment, which again, there's been a lot, but the one that really, really absolutely through all of it stuck out. I'll give you one guess.
First thing that popped into my head, like never mind grocery stores, was just Edge spearing Jeff off of like dangling from like it was a match moment. Just thinking, going, who the hell said that was a good idea? Like that's what was in my mind.
The Rock and Sock. This is your life.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
If we're out of like not in the ring, I mean I was in the ring, but if we're going, that was it.
Yeah.
This is your life. And there's Vince just till the next morning going,
Yeah.
God almighty, but they went for like 27 minutes. Like you cut half the show out. Like you guys probably went like, oh look, they're going up the ramp. Oh look, they're coming back down. They're going through the crowd and leaving because Vince is gonna kill them.
Yeah.
It was amazing though.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be like
he's kicking people's ass out of the ring. His old football coach, his old love teacher that he failed him. Get your kick him like that. That was the best thing that wasn't supposed to happen. Because Vince approved. Vince approved like 5 minutes of it,
and it just created so many more moments.
Yep. And Vince approved 5 minutes of it.
Matching jackets and Rock and Sock,
and The Rock played it off so well.
Yeah, it just that whole program
beyond so well. Like those two together made no sense. But this is your life. There he is in his silk shirt, just. Well, does Vince know we're doing this? Yeah.
No.
That was a Vince Russo thing. Thank you, Vince. The one time we're going to thank Vince Russo. Thank you, God. And thank you, whoever was in the ring with him telling him, what you guys need to wrap this shit up. Thank you, whoever didn't tell Mick that. Or if Mick just went, screw it, what? No, we're not done. This is going to go forever. Because no offense to the women then, we didn't need to see their match.
Yeah.
At that day and age, they were really just out there just to be out there. It wasn't for anything good. They had the talent. They just didn't use it. That's not on them. That's a company thing. Yeah. But this is your life.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that beats me looking at Jeff going, don't spear him, don't spear him, don't spear him. Crunch. Hey. Just like Kurt Angle. With Shane.
Yeah.
I just hear that. God, there was a what?
All right. I've got a top 25 shocking moments. So
Top 25. How did he not like render himself? How unconscious was he moments? Like that mother out. Like
yeah.
I love that match. I love watching it, but
Yeah.
I like to watch it with my headphones on.
Again, though, with my list, I try not to cross over on stuff we've talked about. So
I know, like it's hard.
It is hard, you know.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Just like them giving birth to a god.
Yeah, because the shocking moments that I do have here, it's from match moments to crazy feats to just some kind of classic stuff that just, you know.
Hey, we can beat the dead horse.
It's across the board.
We can beat the dead horse. AOC will be confused and think we're actually beating the shit out of a dead horse, but we can hit it time and time again because there's so much out of like just all of those angles. There's so many stories and side stories that we could go forever. And again, like you were the last one, I'm thinking, well, let's see, there's Curtin now, can't be Curtin Shane. And then Jeff going, oh, I'm 20 feet in the air. What? Spear me, I'll be fine. And, you know, that's probably how Jeff was, but got this, I'm good. Until he was laying there going, that was a dumb idea. How do you think Edge feels? Like, he had to retire for a couple of years because of that. Guarantee you that. Played a giant part in it. And Rock and Sock, though, like the stuff they did together, like just because it made no sense.
Finally got the back order.
You finally got your good news. You can finally shut up now.
It's back there.
Look at your giant, like. Remember when that was just one story?
Yeah.
Like that is that's not a mountain of, you know, or a monster among men, but that is a mountain of a stack. Thankfully, they're pop dolls, so you don't have to worry if you didn't even find a stud for that thing to not come crashing down. Damn, that's a lot. I remember when you showed me that, and that was one story.
Yeah, and I was like,
last summer, and something that was at SummerSlam time.
Quarter of my collection of what it used to be.
Like you showed me that SummerSlam.
I honestly have not counted all my pops, to be honest with you. I don't even know how many I have.
I mean, there's a bunch of signed ones. I mean, I could get if you want to jump in on those, but I just don't have storage space. Like, I don't want to keep them in the garage. I don't trust my cat.
That's why that's why I put pop protectors on all of them.
Yes, but if you get your Stone Cold, yeah, or the Takers, or the Hardys or the Flares when they're dual signed in the gold, or any of them, that's gonna cost a lot of money just to spend another bunch of money to put in a case for me to put it in a Foot Locker out in the garage. You know, even though I'd love to have them, I'd give you a good deal on them. I wouldn't want to keep it because I don't trust my cat to save my life. At least not Grim, who's made a special appearance right here. Like this.
Yeah.
Because she's a dick. But like I'm telling you, like I want to get you the Enzo. Who doesn't want a signed Enzo pop? Just because. For how obnoxious it was for it to make it to the level it did. Like look at all the ridiculous, like Bailey with the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube jagaloons. Like that made it all the way to the main roster and it died. Like Enzo and Cass going around saying he's 7 feet tall and you can't teach that. Like no shit, Sherlock. That actually worked on the main roster. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like terrifying. So one day I'll have to get you one of those just because I think it would be fun just for you.
One of Bailey's inflatable jagaloons should be in the WWE Legacy Hall of Fame.
At least one of the ones that she beat the hell out of that night.
Yeah.
Well, she could have turned heel without killing those.
Yeah.
Like, and making that little girl that was her biggest fan ever cry. Like, she could have not done it in front of her and had, like, broke that little child's bloody heart. I guarantee you she came out and saw her directly after the show was over and like, what, stand by. Sorry, I'm gonna make up for just breaking your heart and killing you. Because I mean, she was having a stroke when she saw that happen.
Yeah.
Like legitimate, like you just made like 9, 10, 11, whatever the hell she is, your old girl, like die inside. Like,
Yeah.
holy, and then you walk by her going, like, I mean, you were a giant douche.
Yeah.
And you couldn't warn her that you were gonna do it, which means you really actually broke her heart.
Yeah.
I haven't even done that to anybody. But I'm pretty good. I could be the heartbreak kid. I mean, I did break James's heart, right?
Yeah, true. Fact.
That did happen. That was legitimate break. I was like, oh, I'm sad. That was like, but if you don't go and get heart surgery, you're dead. That was a legitimate break. Did that. You're welcome, America. That was for you. If you just saw the face I was looking at. So, as we're not doing predictions anymore, because what the hell's the point? That was the best executive decision I ever made.
I didn't see anything on Raw anyways.
That was the best executive decision I ever made. We might go over tomorrow night.
I don't know.
Want to shock them? We could shock people. I mean, we're almost to the 650 mark. Like we've gone up over 40 listeners just since we released last night.
Top 10 returns.
I know who's number one. I know who's number one. Anyone that's ever watched wrestling knows who wins that battle.
Yeah.
He might have a really big nose, but god damn, is no one going to beat that.
No.
Ever. But we can do that. Or we'll just shock people. We'll just go after something. Who cares? Screw it. We have a microphone. I mean, I have a microphone.
I've got a built-in microphone.
Winning. We can go over whatever. So we'll go with returns, and then Tuesday.
I'm sure I'll come across something or other.
Tuesday we'll go over the really quick. And that's because Raw thing. And after Raw I think we're actually not going to be that pissed off.
Backlash is next Sunday, right? I think
we still have one more week in between.
I know. Or is it? Yeah, I think 2 more. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we still have one more week of just.
Yeah.
But we'll go over. I like the Sunday. Sunday makes it a better show because we don't have anything to talk about except whatever we want. We're like Bam Margera. What are you gonna do next? Whatever I want.
I'm running out of a list.
That's terrifying. You just make the list.
That's crazy.
You just made the list. God, his debut was so good though. I don't like his stuff in AEW. It's a little blah, and his list still champion. Like, come on, guy. What you like? Just let it go. Just let it die. What you made the list. No matter what the hell you call it now, we're all going to tell you you're an idiot. But that's just me. I'm a grumpy old man. Even though you're older, you get laid more. That's probably what it is. I don't know. At least I didn't get my pee cut off like I died.
Sure.
God, I can't believe they actually did that. Let's put a bet on that. What do you want to put? $10? That's never going to make it on Peacock.
Yeah.
Ever. People are way too just no.
They should put that on. They should put that on Lost Treasures, the sword they used,
or the piece of his pee that they cut off. I mean, like whatever they used as it. I don't care if it's a rotten hot dog. But the man, and wasn't Mr. Fuji involved? Like everyone was involved.
Yeah.
Like it was
anyone of that certain descent. Yes.
Yes, they just threw everybody.
They just threw everyone in.
How do you know it's not making Peacock? What, they took every Asian person they could think of and threw them into one thing to cut off a white man's pee-pee. But that is never going to make anything ever. But damn it, look at the smiles on both of our faces. That's all I care about. I don't care about what pee-pees or samurai swords or Mr. Fuji coming out of nowhere to chop off someone's pee-pee because the big Valboski. Well, it's okay. Everything was okay the next week.
Yep.
He was still. You can get his autographs for the cheap if you want to have one, just to hang right under whatever that is behind your head. Whatever that is back there. You just have Val Venus right underneath it. and the big Valboski. And he got fired by Stone Cold.
Yeah.
So I'm not fired? Hell no, you're fired. Done. It was so bad. He was good in Right to Censor, though. I did like Right to Censor.
Yeah.
Like, that was good for the time. Even though it ruined a Raw for me that I went to. Because there's Stacy getting ready to do her thing, and here comes Steven Richards and the Good Father making me all sad and shit. I was like, what? She's doing it. She's doing it. And there's a siren.
Yep.
Damn it. And she was on the ramp, too. So, I mean, it was like immediate just disappointment and letdown. Like, that was my post-Iraq. Like, get home and I'm like, warning. Damn it. Damn you. I was so close. You're a dick. No, that was actually right before. That was before Iraq. That was before the Marine Corps. Yeah. I've been to so many. I don't know. How many have you been to? I was to SmackDown. I was to Raw. I was to ECW. I was to Sunday Night Heat. I was to Velocity. Remember Velocity? Way back when. Like, I was like, the only thing I haven't been to is
Velocity
pay-per-view.
was on Thursday.
Yeah. The only thing I haven't been to is pay-per-view. Which we should do together next year. We should put WrestleMania Fund. We can go live.
True.
Want to go to WrestleMania next year? Fine, I'll just go with Justin. We'll just have like a man crush on the world and just like stroke it. Yes. Like, where are you guys? I don't care. Like, shit, it could storm on me. I don't give a damn.
Stroke out.
Yep. Not as in a gay stroking out, but we will have a stroke with the awesomeness happening, even though it's in Dallas. Oh, I hate the Cowboys, so it's okay. It'll keep my blood pressure low. Like, I hate you. I wanted to go this year. Like, I really did, but somebody had to work.
Me?
It's fun to fuck with someone sitting on the couch. Yes, I just broke the fourth wall. I don't care. And next year, we should do that. We should save up 4. We should do Mania. Think about that live. I'd say SummerSlam, but I don't know. Like, if they would announce what they're doing, like for SummerSlam,
Yeah,
already,
like if it were maybe someplace closer.
like, because they're only like, I think they're going to be in Florida again. I think you and me talked about that. Like, I'd like to go and see, like, if they're going to be in like Raymond James or something, I'd go. Yeah. For the tickets that you saw for Mania, I could have got 2-day tickets.
Yeah,
$50. Like, I could get, like, we could easily get tickets to Mania.
Yeah.
Or SummerSlam or anything for the price they had.
Yeah.
That'd be the greatest thing ever. It's because I've never been to one. You could show up with your belt. I'll show up with my belt. They'll like you more because yours spins. Mine's from ECW. I'll probably get booed out of the building. It's okay. I'm not afraid. But tomorrow, top what list?
Top returns.
Let's just go and do a break. Completely ruin it. We all know who number 1 is. Watch us. We've mentioned it numerous times. Guy might have a big nose, but that was the biggest pop I've ever heard in my entire life. That was enough that I waited until they put it back on USA Network, back when we had like VHS tapes. In fact, it was on TNN, wasn't it? Waited until they replayed it just so I could record the pop that came from that. Like, the tape is still in my garage right now. I'll never be able to watch it, but it's there. That was the most egregious pop I've ever heard in my entire life for anything. Like, remember when we got back from Iraq? That beat it by like 7 million years. And they didn't see us for like the whole year. Triple H beat us. Yeah. Sorry, people. Like, but that was the best comeback, like, return ever. And the story that they told, we can get into that tomorrow. I'm quite confident with that.
Yeah.
We'll mention Kurt Angle as little as possible. Just because he deserved to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
He did. His first ever Royal Rumble. Well, no one cares, Kurt. You just got sent out there because they knew that the world would blow off the top of Madison Garden even louder if you got dropped. Like, that's the only reason you were there.
Yeah.
Just to get put down. I would have loved to be put down, like, just saying, in that situation. I'd take an ass whooping. I'm not afraid. Yeah. I can't anymore. You can for me, though. I'll live vicariously through you when you do that. But until tomorrow, I'm Ski.
And I'm Justin.
And I had a good time. Hope you had a good
Always.
time too. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. So peace.